Hello again and welcome back to Storm Talk Arena. The battlefield we'll be going over today is Shire.
Victory for the Forsaken!
Shire is a pretty simple map. Pretty much you just channel the dragon and you summon the dragon and it's really cool. When it works.
Heroes, prepare for combat.
So, first thing you'll notice, again we have the dragon nexus and the dragon
Battle commencing
keeps.
in 10 seconds.
You also notice we have
5,
these
4, 3,
rose dagger
2,
emblems,
1.
My will
Unleash the dragon's
which we
wrath.
saw previously on Garden Terror.
Yay.
One of the first things you'll notice on each side there's a fishing person and a fountain. The bottom there seems to be a festival going on. You can kind of see some of the higher ups from the blue side and some of the higher ups on the red side. They're like cheering on their home team. Up top, it's a little less like you kind of got a couple of high VP seats just looking over the altar, but other than that, seems a lot more interesting or a lot less busy.
The
You even
ancient
have like
shrines
these
awaken.
like seeming
Control them
royalty.
and let
Like
loose
they even
the
have like you have the
dragon knight.
king's helmet or the king's crown and the queen's crown on both sides. On both sides. Really? It's not on that side? I could have sworn there was one on that side. Weird. But just admiring the knight statue. It's really weird.
Do not
Could have sworn there was one on that side.
Activate the shrines and the dragon's power is yours.
So talk about the lanes. Top lane for the most part. You can come over on a bridge, so there's no early jungle access. However, there is jungle access right at the keep. You have a three-way access. One that leads up to yours, one that leads to middle, and one that leads to middle keep by way of a bruiser camp. I believe that's a bridge. Yeah, that's a bruiser camp. As you get into top lane,
Do not
top
test
lane
my
near the bottom
patience.
has two bushed entrances into the jungle. And near the top, it has an altar, which has open but corner bushed entrances. Altars are pretty simple. You stand on the altars, stuff happens.
My will is my own.
They change colors. Guy's just standing there in his mount. That's just weird. We're going to go ahead and head downwards. There is a swivel on each side.
Give the order.
I'm calling it a swivel instead of a crescent because it's a half crescent and a half clip. So, I don't know. I'm stick with swivel. Swivel sounds cool. As you can see, the dragon here is actually in all of his glory and working and not being eaten by vegetables. In mid lane, you have center entrances, two
My will is
bushed
my
entrances to the top, on either side of the shrine. On the bottom, there is one massive entrance, or one massive bushed entrance, with it leading on either side a bushed entrance within itself. If you are a character Zagara the Tumors, placing a tumor in all three of these bushes is pretty much mandatory if you're trying to get vision. Get kills in here. As we go down, and for bot, at the bottom of your mid tower, there is an open entrance into a jungle. For bot lane, as you come up next to the next to your first fort, there is a crescent entrance into the jungle or into mid lane. There is also a bushed entrance directly into the siege camp and jungle. As you go into the center part of the lane, there is an open jungle with bushed corners, meaning very low sight range, and you can't see around them. Can be bothersome. The shrine on bottom, however, is completely isolated compared to on top, where it's the entirety of top. So you have these open entrances into a bushed part of the jungle, which is segregated. It is a bruiser camp, as you can see from here. Both sides have equal access onto the bruiser camp. And this is also a very nice bruiser camp to get early, due to the fact that it can kind of come up. And it just kind of skips this entire minion battle right here, and is able to just to work on this. This is also a really great map for Sylvanas, since you're able to kind of work your way up, and unless your enemy comes to stop you, I mean, yeah, it's going to take a while at low levels, but you can just walk right through here. Anyway, let's go ahead and go for the shrine. The shrine has 2 bushed entrances. Really simple, really nice. If you're a character who can ward, warding there is extremely important. And once you have both of the shrines, you can go channel the Dragon Knight.
Your foes shall be
The Dragon Knight has 2 abilities, Flame Breath. Flame Breath, you breathe fire, it leaves a patch of fire that burns. Pretty simple. It does a lot of damage, although it doesn't seem like it. The initial breath is like a good 100 plus. Like, I'm only at level 6, and it's 114. And then it deals 14 damage like every quarter second for a maximum of 128 damage over 4 seconds. I don't want to do the math there. So somebody else can do the math on how fast that goes. If there was a hero, I could use Savage Charge. I can target an enemy, I'd run towards them and kick them. If you've played this map, you've seen that happen. Just plain and simple, that is like the major thing that happens. You also have the Rubble Maker. You do extra damage to minions and siege units, and we'll show you that again before the end of this.
Forward.
Choose a talent.
Of course. The moment is upon us. I'm here.
Soon the shrine shall awaken, heroes. The dragon awaits, heroes.
Okay,
Free
now we're
him
gonna go ahead and grab
destroy
the
your enemy.
shrines real quick.
I'm here.
So we're gonna grab the shrines real quick. One nice thing about this level, although the siege minions will disappear when you pick up the shrine,
Done.
or when somebody becomes the dragon, the siege camps will disappear. They will not. They persist if you've already picked them up. Which, I mean, sounds obvious, but it is a nice little detail that they did add. Well, not add, but like it's a nice little detail about the map. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this real quick. Siege camp. Pretty straightforward and simple how to deal with them and what they do.
My will is my own.
Go ahead and pick up dragon. This time we'll go top. This top looks like it's in a bit of trouble. So as I was saying, you have Rebel Maker. Damage against structures is doubled. Disabling effects towards you, stun, slow, silence, polymorphs, roots, blah blah blah, are reduced by 50%, and the Dragon Knight explodes on death, dealing damage. I believe, yeah, it also knocks back. So, if you end up with somebody like, there's no reason to ever use this ult anymore because they completely destroyed it. But if you have Sonya and you put the dragon in a rock, or if you have somebody who's capable of grabbing the dragon, pulling them in close and killing them, especially now with the Butcher coming out, like, you could end up in a lot of serious trouble when the Dragon Knight dies near you, because it explodes for massive amounts of damage, as well as exploding for massive amounts of damage. It also, just knocks everybody back so far. Like, I'll try to demonstrate that here a little bit. As you can see, it pretty much took out every minion it touched. Yeah, it took out the minions that it hit.
Do not test my patience.
As well as taking out the minions that it hit, it also just threw back a lot of people. If there would have been a hero in that situation, like, a hero would have been tossed, and yeah, good times would have been had for me, because I would have been able to get away.
Of course.
Now, if you look at the siege camps, the bruiser camps between top and mid lane are very simple. You just got a small little divot, cul-de-sac look-like thing you go into. However, the bruiser camps on bot is much more open since you can come into it from either side, giving you a lot more
Give the order.
utility with it. However, we're actually just going to ignore the bruiser camp right now. Actually, since we've done bruiser camps and every other, we might just completely ignore them here. There's almost no
The
reason to get them.
shrines awaken once more.
However, we
Who
are
will
going to get the
control
3
the
siege
Dragon
camps up.
Knight's power.
I'm here. It's time to even the scales.
shall
is
rest
upon
no
us.
longer. Unleash its power.
As tempting as it is, I'm actually going to ignore the Dragon Knight. Sylvanas with Dragon Knight is actually slightly a debuff due to her ability to turn off minion waves and stuff. If you have a team, anybody else would be better off with her. If no other option, you do get a massive power upgrade and whatnot. So you have a lot of PvP power with the Dragon Knight. However, your pushing power actually would diminish, despite the Dragon Power's double damage. Mostly due to the fact that you can turn it off, and being able to turn off camps is so... Like, yeah, this building can't attack me. Yeah, I'm gonna take like twice as long to kill it, but who cares that I'm taking twice as long to kill it, because it's not killing me in return. See down here, I have a ton of siege golems. Like, that is just nice.
Do not test my patience.
Destroyed.
Their
go through
defenses
here.
fall.
Now that I'm level 13 and I have splintering arrows, I am
Done.
going to take out this bruiser camp here.
That keep is no more.
I'm here.
And as you can see, it's going to go top.
Done.
So for the most part, mid's primary pushing power comes from the
Slaves to this torment.
Dragon Knight, as you can tell. Bruiser camps go top,
Done.
except for this bottom bruiser camp, which does stay bottom. Siege units gonna die slowly, but gonna do a ton of damage.
My will is my own. It's time to even stones. Give the order.
One nice thing about massive siege, like the siege golems, is that they're like the siege golems have ADHD or something, so they don't really give two shits what they're attacking as long as it's within range.
Forward.
And the Nexus is down.
Victory.
Again, Dragon Shire is a very simple map. If anybody had any questions about it, they probably would have been answered in the video. But if this did help you, or if you were looking at but not quite playing Heroes of the Storm and this helped you out, I'm very pleased to hear that. If you have any other questions that I did not address directly in the video, leave them in the comment section. I will answer them to the best of my ability. And just have fun.